دخلت المحاماة وأنا I wanted to be a lawyer. I didn't see myself being anything else, just a lawyer. دخلت جامعة الكويت. I was not given the opportunity to travel abroad لأن my parents they didn't allow it at that time. Although I come from a very highly educated family and man equal woman, but they still believed that a woman should stay here and maybe could have an opportunity for marriage. Anyway, I studied it and I came out of college with this dream that I'm going to be this lawyer defending all, you know, the guilty and non-guilty and all of that. I was number 11 practicing lawyer as a woman lawyer in Kuwait. Most of the lawyers were basically specializing in family law, cases of divorce and alimony and all of that. And because I was a woman, I was seen that I should be that kind of a lawyer, and I never enjoyed that specialty. So I was enjoying myself here and there, but still finding my path in that career. But there was something was unfulfilling inside of me. There's a nudge that there is something is not right, and this is not me. So I tried to practice a different kind of law specialty. I went into criminal law. I've done major criminal cases. So I started taking those criminal cases on pro bono basis, and then I've done major criminal cases that they had an effect on the public, but still I was not happy. Then I decided to go into the commercial and civil, and that's where I found myself more. And it took me a while and a lot of effort to prove to clients that I'm capable of taking commercial cases, big cases, and that I'm smart enough, capable enough that I can handle those cases. So gradually with the support, I did make it, but still nothing was fulfilling yet. Then the invasion came, and then after the invasion, where we had the PAC, Public Authority for Compensations from Iraqi Aggression. I always had interest in international law, and I knew that this thing that happened, it was once in a lifetime, and everything is new. That changed the whole international law thing in the United Nations, that something like the UNCC, United Nations Compensation Commission, was established then. So I was called in to join as a legal advisor representing the government of Kuwait. I started with individual claims, I started with the company claims, then moved up to the government claims, and I was also given the opportunity to participate in writing a whole chapter on the injured and detainees of Kuwait during the invasion with the help of the White & Case law firm. And I'm very proud to say that this chapter is still there in the United Nations library under my name and under the Kuwaiti government name. Then I handled the government claims, and I was named as the head of the legal team handling government claims, where this team had only me. So because whoever we hired, they couldn't take the work, and everything was new. So I had to do everything alone. I was supposed to learn from a team of experts. They were hired by Kuwaiti government for a period of time so that they would train Kuwaitis so they would be able to submit their claims directly to the United Nations, which I did in a quick amount of time, which made them amazed, and I'm proud of that I managed to submit all Kuwaiti government claims, and they came out reviewed with no bad questions and clarification, and it was something that back in the United Nations, it had an impact. They couldn't believe that a Kuwaiti would be able to do that. It wasn't easy. It was hard work. It was a lot of hard work. It was time consuming, energy consuming, but I loved what I was doing. I love what I do. And I guess when you love what you do, you can be successful in it. After I finished from the government claims, I went part to the environmental claims, and then I decided no, I would go back to my office, and that's where I established the international practice in my office. And I had to build the office all over again, and it wasn't an easy journey as well, because you have to prove yourself that you are capable. And it was at the time, it was the launch of the internet, it was the launch of the WTO, the globalization, and a lot of things were going on. And I decided to prove myself that I'm capable. I started with a small team, and slowly I managed to get clients, you know, people, you know, to really believe in you and trust you, and took over their cases and their major transactions. And that's where I found myself. I found myself being a transactional lawyer in the private international law, where I take major transactions from multi-countries doing investment or doing some work together. I went into international arbitration as well, and every aspect that is new and it's not common, you find me there, and I find myself there. I did my master's, my LLM in private international law from Cambridge College. It was through distance learning. It took me ages, but finally I made it. I took diplomas from University of London in contract drafting, in negotiation, and in common law, contract common law, because it was part of my work and what I am doing. I was searching for opportunities, and opportunities do come my way. I guess when you're focused and you have an objective to reach somewhere, things in life, they just unfold and they come to you, and you have to be smart enough to catch those opportunities and never say you can't. I never see myself, I say I can't. I'll say I'll try. And even if I fail, and even if I'm not successful, it's just for me a trial and error, and I will try another path, and I will see how I can make it better, or how can I succeed to reach somewhere. I like writing. I see people, because of my work, I tend to travel, and I meet lawyers from, you know, they have a mark in the law society or in the international world from a legal aspect. So I stay with them, I meet them, I interact, and I ask them, I want to be like you, how can I be like you? It took me a while and effort to prove myself as a woman from a GCC and a lawyer. There's always perception on Kuwait, I mean, you're a rich country. Who are you to know all of that and to know all the international laws or know of the trends in the business, or you can do that. So I find myself always in an effort to prove myself first as a lawyer, and second as a woman that I can do it. I have those challenges all the time. I've never seen myself as a feminist, but now looking back, reaching at my age now and getting all these recent awards, and I say, oh my God, I am a feminist without knowing. I fought a lot. I fought men, yes, and I fought to reach where I want to be, and I've made it. I've always wanted to be recognized there, so I did a lot of research, and I contacted agencies all on my own. I was not looking for any recognition. The idea is to achieve and to fulfill this thing in me. My career, I have to do something with it. And I just don't want to be like an ordinary person, you know, passing in life. It has to come with a purpose and has to end up with a purpose. This is how I see it. So whenever there is something new or opportunity, you find me there. I don't care if it's recognized or not recognized, appreciated or not, but I am there. I managed to do a lot of work for the World Bank. I had an opportunity to do a lot of research on the oil sector in Kuwait, through Halliburton, through LexisNexis, which is I have wrote a chapter on how to get the deal done with a law firm from the US. And of course it's recognized and now being studied, I mean, in Harvard and University of London. These things, they make me proud, but they did not come easy. Now I'm publishing a book about the legal guide on doing business in Kuwait. The idea is to encourage foreign investors to come into Kuwait, and also to advise those young and local entrepreneurs about how to do business. It's a guide that is made in a language that is not legal, so it's not heavy, so it's meant to be easy to read, so that would encourage investors, and they would know what's the process of how to do business and all other related laws, including the cyber law, which is the new law in Kuwait regarding the e-transactions. Because a lot of businesses are coming up now, and basically they are online and what have you, or on the social media. They have special regulations that they should be aware of. So that's the idea behind the book. A lot of publishers are keen for it. I mean, that is Salasal, they took it. The World Bank are anticipating eagerly to have their bunch. And who else? And حتى وزارة الخارجية as well. So it's something that makes me proud also, that I'm able to do something, you know. I don't stop. There's always something new in me. There's always new ideas, and that's me. As a lawyer sometimes, and specializing in business, you get to meet board of directors and you sit there taking minutes or giving the advice once needed. And I saw myself there and say, no, I just don't want to be that silent lawyer or that person there. I want to be part of the decision making. How can I be that? So I started to learn, I started to read, I started to look into financial statements and read numbers and learn. And then I started, when I sit in the board, I started to have a say. And slowly I made them listen to me. I said, wow, she has brains, you know, she says something worthwhile. And then, you know, soon after, I was, you know, a board of director in many companies, whether here in Kuwait, GCC, or abroad. And it reminds me when first I was nominated as an independent director in an offshore company. I came in and I remember it was a meeting we had back in London, and everybody's passing me papers they want me to sign. I said, what's going on? I cannot just sign papers like that. You know, I should have said, okay, am I supposed to sign those papers? Yes. I said, no, I'm not going to sign any. You have to adjourn your meeting until I read those papers. I mean, you should have sent it before. And everyone was looking at me in a weird way. And I wasn't, you know, I was in let's say, in the mid-age of my career. Then I went back to the hotel and reading all those pile of papers and getting to know what's happening in there. And I said, oh my God, they wanted to cheat me. And then the next meeting came up and I said, no, I'm not signing any of those papers. No, they are wrong. You cannot do that. And that's the process. We have to be doing it. And everybody, even they looked at me and said, oh my God, we have to watch out. So in many of those mini stories I can tell you, even in the GCC, I remember, and that's a story where my daughters, they like, is that I had a big transaction in KSA, and my opponents were those very religious parties. So I was accompanying the chairman, of course, in a private jet, and they were aware that I was coming. So we landed, and then, you know, they were greeting us. And then the guy says, you know, he was pulling me and directing me, said, no, you take that car. I was walking, you know, closely with the chairman. And I said, where am I going? He says, you go to the ladies' quarters, مع الحريم, مع العيال, هناك. And the chairman looked at and said, no, she has to come with me. I mean, if she wants this transaction to go, it's her. If she's gonna pull the trigger whether yes or no for it. So they realized, like, you know, they had to take me in. So we went. It was a rounds of negotiation, and I was the only woman here. And with men, religious, wearing the abaya, wearing the veil and all of that. And whenever I talk, no one looks at me. Whenever I say something, no one cares, except the chairman says, yes. What's happening? There's something wrong. You know, the vibes of the room, it's not right. And then I started saying something again, and then no one cares. No one looks at me eye to eye. I said, okay. So I took my abaya out, took the veil out, and they looked at me like that, and I said, And I knocked on the table. I said, look, and pulled the check. If you want that, you need to talk to me. And everyone looked at me like that and said, what? I said, yes. You want that? You deal with me. You're not dealing with him. So everyone then started to respect me, but they continued to play many games and many games after. I remember we had a round of negotiations where they had to switch off the AC as well so that I would feel all the heat, and it was in a midsummer and it was so hot, so that I would get frustrated. Eventually the deal was done, and believe it or not, they all became my good friends. I mean, until now we talk and we interact, and they learn to respect me. It's really bad now that we are in 2015, and especially in Kuwait, or let's say in the GCC, women or Arab women or GCC women in particular, they made and they got their political rights, but this is not it. Having the political rights itself, this could be an achievement, but it shouldn't be an achievement. This is a right. This is a right of a nation. But we want more of that. Now I hear the motto is going on is that, you know, the GCC women, they took their rights, what more would they want? I don't like this vibe. This is not it. What I want, it's not about equality. It's not about to be, you know, equal to a man. No, I want the whole perception of the Arab woman or the GCC woman to be changed, that she's there, she's capable, she's smart, and she can do and be whatever she wants to be. It's hard for me, like now I enter into negotiations or travel around the world and meet people, and I interact with only men. You know, I rarely see my opponents as women. And that's something, you know, bothers me, really bothers me. It's that we tend to prove ourselves always, that we are in a competition. Well, we shouldn't be. We should be a team, because we are half of the society and we are the mother of the other half. Many times I have tried to analyze that. I can sum it up by saying I love what I do. I have the confidence to believe in myself. And this is what keeps me going. I'm always trying to be creative. I can't stop and say I reached somewhere. No, my objectives, they just grow and grow the older I get, and I don't know where will they lead me. There's always something in you. There is always a thrill in me, and I have the energy to give my profession, you know, and to give my career and my office, and now I'm maybe tuning into finding other sources of business. I don't want to be looked at as classic lawyer, because I'm not. I'm a trendy lawyer, and this is me. I'm very trendy, and quickly I adopt to change, and I'm not afraid of the change. I guess for a woman to be heard, and her voice to be heard and really heard, she should be confident, and she should be so confident, not arrogantly, but confident in herself, that she makes heads turn. Even in her silence there's power, and that power should be sensed. This is how I see it. Life is abundance. Opportunities are there when you have an open mind, when you believe in yourself and who you are. I see nowadays people tend to copy each other. There is a lost soul. I don't like that. Everyone should find his soul, you know, and do something. It could be same as I do, but you may do it differently, more creatively. You should find that. You should know what you want, love what you want, and you can do it. And life will unfold gradually. This is how it is. It's just like you're driving in the dark, and then slowly, you know, things come up. I mean, people will jump and be in your life, and they will help you to reach somewhere. And be persistent. Is being lazy and being disappointed or discouraged because of one incident or one challenge? No. every failure is a step to success. This is how I see it. Looking at the challenges that I have seen, I don't look at it as a big rocks. I see them as small stones, you know, they're thrown on my way, and I just, you know, find a way to pass them. The journey in life shouldn't end. If you love what you do, and it's really there from your heart, like we said, it should be never ending. It should be always, you know, coming with more new ideas, more creativity, a lot of innovations, they come out of that. And you have to be innovative personally so that you would be able to do something and be something. And persistence. In the GCC, I see new vibes now from the young generation for this positivity, for being creative, for trying to prove themselves to be independent, and this is good. This is very good. But I want them to fight more. Fighting, I don't mean it in a negative way. Fighting, meaning fighting to prove themselves that they are capable. This culture, this perception of women in the Gulf that they are pampered or they have it easy, this is not right. This is not right. We struggle, we suffer, and we make things happen. نحن قادرات. Of course we can do it.